Welcome back to another episode of Marketplace Mavericks, where three guy over the hill guys talk about their journey selling on Amazon. What's up today, guys?
Yo, yo.
A new week.
It is a new week that we get to do the things we love to do, whether it's on the side or full time. And for
Mhm.
me, it's a little bit part time. Pete, part time. John, that dude's
Full time.
that dude's all freaking in. He's in.
Yeah,
Now he might be in really deep, but he's in.
yeah, we're
Uh,
we're in. We're doing the things.
we're all doing it, just trying to figure this thing out and see what we can do. And one day we're gonna break into this thing, and we're gonna be we're gonna be more than a three figure, four figure, five figure. We want to be
Yeah.
more than that. We want to see this grow and be able to help our families and eventually be able to help other people do exactly what we're doing.
hmm Yeah, it's been definitely the wild ride. It's been a wild ride to say the least, but
John, is it what you expected so
yeah.
far?
I mean, to be honest, for the most part, yeah, I figured it was gonna be really good one days, annoying some days. Like it's that, it took me back to being in my 20s and kind of being in sales, where like you have a good lead, you talk to a brand direct, like they'd like to do business with you, you get the numbers, it doesn't work. Like that up and down of like you never just count it until, you actually start making money from it or at least purchase the stuff. So yeah, there's like good and bad days.
It's hard to believe, but we're 6 months into this thing.
Yeah, I just had
Um,
month. I finished. I didn't really count February because I did like I sold things like the last 3 days of February.
Yes,
But
yeah.
really, I started March, so I'm month five, and I was
Yes.
100% up from last month.
Hey, that's incredible.
I
Pete
almost hit
is
yeah.
30.
Pete, is this are you at the place you thought you would be at this point? Are you tell us where you're at right now with that.
Honestly, I thought that I would be a little bit further along, but at the same time, I feel like I wanted to quit a couple of times. If I'm
Oh
being
yeah.
completely honest, I have, struggled with just like trying to find time, trying to get ungated. That was kind of a rough challenge that I was, hit with early on, just like everybody else. I mean, I'm not unique, but I thought that I I'm very proud of myself for just kind of continuing to push through it.
Yeah.
And I was telling you guys earlier, I I went through and did some traveling this weekend. Ollie's, they had a huge sale, and so my wife and I, we took a quick little getaway and did a sleepover out of town and hit up all the Ollies in Dallas and one in Waco, one in Denton. I think it's a total of 9 Ollies, and that was pretty fun. So that kind of reignited my excitement for Amazon, and we found a lot of good deals, spent a lot of
And you get
money,
to
and
go on a
and
road trip with your wife,
yeah, I mean
which
that's
isn't
probably
bad.
I
that
tried to
was
leave
probably
my
the
wife, but that didn't happen.
You're not allowed to.
No.
so we had a good time, and it's fun to be able to not only work on the Amazon but also work on the relationship, and that's really important. We probably don't talk enough about that actually on this podcast. Maybe we will, but just sort of the work life balance they call it. There's also an Amazon life balance, and
Yeah.
um,
That's
and
one of the
so.
questions I got even recently on through people watching this podcast, saying they're my age, they have two kids, they're
Mhm.
same exact scenario. Blake, what are you doing? How are you making this work? And to
Right.
be honest with you, it's a daily thing. There's some days I pick up Amazon, there's some days I just don't, and it's just because again, I have a life with my kids and my spouse, and so there it has to be that work-life balance, and only you know what that is in your situations. I mean, I've got kids at home. Pete doesn't. So Pete's with
Mhm.
just his wife. So, it's one of those deals you just really have to see what works best. And it might work great this week. You might have to make adjustments next week. And, I'm pretty fortunate, just like Pete is, where your wife went with you. My wife, for the most part, she goes with me and she hammers it all out with me. And so, we kind of tag team it. And so I'm very grateful for that. We
Yeah.
don't both get paid for this. That's the downside to it. We're not getting
Yeah.
paid for it yet.
Yeah, that's what we're all looking forward to. And I don't, like you said, Blake, I don't have any kids at home, at least any human kids. I have four canine kids.
Yeah.
So
That's a lot.
those two take up a lot of time and money as well.
Absolutely, they do. And I was asking you guys if you're where you thought you might be in your journey. John, you and I both had the conversation at the beginning that,
Hmm.
I think maybe probably even Pete too. I think if I remember correctly, that our goal was long term was to go wholesale, and not even long term, really. It's kind of short term. And John fast tracked that. He's already in that. I haven't made that jump just yet because of some other life situations I got going on.
Hmm.
But as far as myself and where I'm at, since you guys asked me, I think I heard you ask me, Blake, where are you at in your journey? So here I am. Uh,
Yeah, we asked you.
uh, so I would say I don't think I'm as far along as what I would have liked and what I would have hoped. I feel like I'm on the trajectory of that. I do feel like there is, I mentioned it earlier, but there's days that I do stuff, there's days that I don't do stuff because of family, because of life. And so, I'm not working this thing full time. I think if I was, I'd probably be a little bit further, probably like John is. John is 100% full time in this thing. So, it's just that balance. You got to figure out what works. But I agree with exactly how Pete said it, and that is that you're proud of where you are because there are times that you do feel like quitting, and I'm sure there's many of you who've watched us over these last 10 or 11 weeks that you feel the exact same sometimes frustrations and the want to quit. I think when the three of us started this journey, we had I think two or three other guys that were doing it with us. And to be
Hmm.
honest with you,
Yeah.
I haven't talked to them, so and I'm
I
assuming
don't
you
think
guys
they're
probably haven't.
around.
I don't think they're around. I think life. I think it's
Yeah.
just they had kids, they had other things going. It wasn't a full time thing. It was something. Let's try it out and see. And maybe they are doing very well. I don't know. I wish them all the very well. Um,
Hmm.
but it is something that you literally have to decide every day. Am I going to push through? Am I going to quit? I mean, you have to decide that because I look at it like as I have to win before I get there. So I have to know what the end result is, and whatever it takes to get to that end result, that's what I have to do today because
Hmm.
today is all that I can control.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I'm just in a point where in my life I have that time. Like it
Yeah.
fell into where I stopped, like I sold the family business, it's gone. Like the commercial property that I do have, like it's at a point where I've had it for over 10 years. It's running itself. And my kids, they're 12, so like they're just not I don't have little 3-year-olds running around, and I have that time, and it is like I've done multiple 12 to 14 hour days of doing
In
something.
this
Yeah.
business, yeah,
Yeah, in the past like 8 weeks,
yeah.
like multiple 12 to 14 hour days, maybe a break here or there in the middle, but like stuff at night, stuff, just everything. And if I
I'm
want to,
curious,
I
John.
gotta I gotta do it now so I don't have to do it later.
That's true.
I'm curious, John. Are you able to kind of like just maintain that focus, or do you ever have like ADHD or anything to
Oh
kind of
yeah,
have
that's what I
get
have. I have
distracted?
my Adderall for in the morning.
Keeps him in line,
There
baby.
is a reason why I do a lot of my work. Like I am up and sourcing or doing something for it before 6 a.m.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's just how my brain works. Like I do well in the morning. I'm a morning person, and come this time at night, like there's no way at 7, 8 o'clock at night I'm gonna do anything more than watch a Zoom call, or it's just not that's not when my brain works. Like I'm
Hmm.
gonna get stuff done early. But a lot of times like I'll still like start at 5:30, and by the time I'm done, it's 5 or 5:30.
Hmm.
So they're long days, but like I'm set up to do that right now.
Yeah, you have the
I
ability to be able to do that.
yeah, like I don't have anything else to do. I did my own thing, my own business for 20 years, and it's gone.
Yeah.
So
So
it's
now
just
all you
like
have is time.
yeah, so it's just like okay, like I gotta figure like trust me, if I didn't have to work, I would not work.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like I have to work. So yeah, it's just the faster I can get this going is the faster I can step back and like put systems in place.
Pete, what's your next steps? Because we're both in the same situation where we're both working, a 9 to 5 type deal, and yet we still want to progress further in the Amazon e-com space. What do you feel like your next move is to be able to get to where you want to be while still maintaining your 9 to 5?
Yeah. So I feel like that I have capital that I can use to be buying things, but I can't seem to find a way to spend enough. As crazy as that sounds, I
Is it
we went to
leads? Is it
what's that?
leads? Like
Um,
product leads? Sourcing
yeah,
leads?
I don't spend a lot of time sourcing online. Um, so a lot of the things that we bought recently were from that trip that we took to Dallas, and we would go through and we scan a bunch of stuff and find a few things and just buy them out. And it just seemed like no matter how many things we bought, with the limited amount of time that we had, we couldn't spend enough to reach that goal. We were trying to hit a goal of spending $5,000 this weekend. We didn't get halfway there. So it just I don't know if I'm just like being too strict with the whole margin and wanting, only finding products that have like a certain percent of ROI, or maybe I need to loosen that a little bit and find things that have a little less ROI, but at least it's a product that we can purchase and put online. So that's kind of what I'm struggling with right now. But I think that once we get to the point where we can actually consistently spend that amount of money every week or month, then we'll be in a better place.
Yeah. So
What
it's
about
it's
you? How are you able to spend so much? You said you spent what? You said 5,000, or what'd you
I
spend this
think I
weekend?
spent maybe close to three
3,000?
between the three stores that I hit this weekend.
That's a lot of times luck though, that RA stuff.
You don't
I
know
mean, I
what
did
you're going
my
to
whole
get.
Ollie's and I got nothing for
You
3 hours.
don't know. Yeah, you don't know what you're going to find. And the things that Pete was finding was not things that I'm even ungated in, or and vice versa. So
Mhm.
and then you find things that for example, we found these little crest, like some sort of a flossing thing for braces or something. Man, that was my first time to have this item. It's very tedious because it's this small little box and it has a sticker. You got to pull the sticker. You got to put it in a bag. All these little things that go with it. But I think we bought 100 of them the very first go. They're like, I can't remember, 90 cents, 80 cents a piece. And I woke up one day and this was the first time I was like, holy crap, we have 70 sales already. Like, what? It's because we found a fast mover. The velocity was there on this particular item.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And that
that's
was the
everything.
first, which was incredible for me to even witness that, because you hear it, but have we experienced it is a whole other
Yeah,
thing. So I did experience on that side. Now, granted, I'm making $2, $3,
but velocity.
but the velocity was 100%
That's
there.
that's the number one thing I've learned in wholesale. It's all about velocity.
Yes, yes. And
Because
again,
the price, if you want to get your capital back, you can drop your price and get your capital back. If there's not velocity, you can drop price all you want.
yeah,
It's not going to move.
yeah,
So if you have the
Yep.
velocity, you drop it. Like that's why the grocery stuff that I have put in some orders, like I'm putting together, if the stuff moves that I put in well, like I found another prep center in Western Mass that will prep it cheaper where I can make sense where I can start doing like I can put my first like $20,000 order in,
oh wow,
you know? And no, I'm not making much per item, and it's all under $20 stuff. But the velocity is
it's
like
there.
2, 3K a month it sells
Yeah,
for a long time. So like, and it's grocery, so there's Amazon
no
pays you
return.
faster.
Yeah.
There's no
Oh, they
reserve.
pay
There's
you
no
faster on that. I didn't realize
right.
that. They pay you
Well,
faster on it.
there's no return, so there's no reserve.
Oh, okay.
Makes
They
sense.
Point.
still get you, but like there's not much. So you can flip your money faster.
Okay.
It's not really my thing, I think, forever, but like it might be the type of thing where it's your first idea where you see the replan part. So
Okay.
I'm like, if I can even do 15K a month with this one brand and it just sells like this constantly, I know I'm making this much. And that means like now I just have that. Nothing lasts forever, but you just
Well,
like
sure.
every month, once you kind of figure out your 30 to 45 day supply, you just call them and say, send another pallet
Yeah.
and just send another pallet. Like, and that's where you can really see like, oh, now if I do that 3 more times,
Yeah. With three other items or whatever it is. Yep. Yep.
like, oh, okay, now every month I'm starting at 50K and now I need to go find more profit.
Yep.
Mm.
Like that's the idea of it.
Yeah, velocity is key,
Like,
definitely.
well, it's all about volume. And then you just
Yeah.
got to go, you have to start at some point, you just have to take a leap of faith. And you just start like, that's the only way, unless you get lucky and
And
hit
just
on
fall into
some
something.
expensive item, like $100 item that blows up, which
Yeah.
like it could happen. It's
It can
probably
happen.
not going to.
Mhm.
Like at some point, you just have to, the only way to do it is just spending a bunch of money.
Yeah.
And then you have to think about it. It's just your return. So you do it big enough where it is just about what you
The
put in.
velocity. Yeah, and that's one of the things. Like I would find myself, and I still do it occasionally, where I find something, and through Seller Amp, it doesn't show that, it shows like unknown sales, but the margins are freaking off the charts.
Yeah.
I'll do a few of those, and sometimes those
Right.
sit, and sometimes those move. Not
Mhm.
fast, but they do move. And so, that's some of those I'm willing to take a little bit of risk just because it's such a
Yeah.
low.
You do like a test order.
Yeah.
But the idea
But
is,
the thing, here's the deal with the test order, John. In the RA today, it's available. Tomorrow, it's not.
right.
And so a test order
That's
could
the
be
hard
your
part.
only
Same
order.
with OA.
Yeah, yeah.
OA,
It
the
might be
same
your
thing.
only. It might be your only order.
Yeah. The bottom line with wholesale or Amazon in general, if you want to take a paycheck and make it your full-time job, whether it's going to cost you 50K, whether it's through credit cards and some money or credit line, however which way you want to like mix up your money and like listening to what you can do with credit cards, no matter what, it's if you want to start paying yourself, you're going to have to invest 50K. And if you do that right, you'll be able to pay yourself. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Like,
And I'm not there yet, and that's
right,
where
right.
I want to get there. But it is,
Like
again,
waiting for some magic ASIN that you can just like keep on like flipping your money and stuff. Sure, it could happen,
yeah. That, in fact, you guys may have heard the story of a guy named Can. Can is
Yes,
Can.
he's in the group with me. He hit
Oh, is
it.
he doing wholesale?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's doing well with it.
Okay, yeah.
But
He
yeah,
found a product
he
and
hit
hit
that
like
one thing.
that one deal, man, and he freaking blew up. Now he doesn't have it anymore because it got.
No, it lasted 3-4 months. And he
Yeah.
knew.
But the cash that guy walked out with,
Yeah, he did well.
yeah, he did very well.
And
He
it
did
thrust
very
him
well.
into wholesale. And
Yeah.
he's doing well.
I didn't know he was
Yeah.
in wholesale now. He
Yeah.
might be a good guest to be able to have on here potentially
Yeah, he might be.
if we want to talk some of that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think
really
next week we're gonna have to come up with somebody because
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think that we should maybe think about Miles as our next guest. He's probably, biting at the.
He's probably cussing and say, "Why haven't you guys invited me?"
Why
Why are we
Party
not? Why am I
because
not
of
on
me.
here yet? Yeah. So
Yeah.
He is the goat.
I'll reach
He
out
is
to
the
him and
goat.
see if he'll join us.
Sounds good.
Absolutely.
Cool. I think we did. There was our little like every other week update for everybody, and
Which
just
I
kind
think
of
is so beneficial.
yeah.
I really do. I think it puts the human element to the
Yeah.
realistic side.
And there's three of us. Three of us are all in different spots, starting out in Amazon, and
Mhm.
that's the kind of days you have.
Yeah.
It is.
All different. All different.
And you
It's
just
good-
got to
it's a good
take
mix.
each one of them
Yeah.
and make the very best of it with what you got and what you can do. And so
Keep
I'm
going.
excited. I'm still excited about the future. Go ahead, Pete. What's up?
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm curious, John. Have we received any mail out of the mailbox recently? I know you're consistently checking that mailbox. So have we?
Not
Nothing
yet.
yet.
Not yet. Someday someone's gonna do it.
Yeah.
We get
So
comments
if-
and stuff.
so
We're gonna
if
get
they-
next week. We're gonna get good comments. We're gonna get some sort of question in the mailbox next week.
So if they want to reach us, John, where do they reach us at?
What
Marketplace
is
Mavericks at gmail.com. Marketplace Mavericks at gmail.com.
How do you not know that, John?
I know. I know.
The Maverick himself. Slack.
Oh boy. Well, until next time,
I
guys.
got you.
And we'll be back next week. We are going to have some sort of guest on with us that will spread the wealth of knowledge here at Amazon.
Yes.
So,
Until
thanks,
then.
guys. We'll see you later.
Peace.